Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris from the Griswolds, and today we're going to be talking about some of our beautiful instruments. This is my not-so Fender Jazzmaster. I actually made this myself a couple of years ago, so yeah, it's not an old Fender. It's a Whitehall brand. I've always loved Jazzmasters, but I guess to get a really nice one, back in Australia, they're worth a pretty penny. They're worth probably around $4,000, and also I just didn't really like the look of any of them. So when it came to kind of setting this bad boy up, I was like, well, I want a guitar that I actually like, in a color that I like, with pickups that I like, and I can make it for around $1,000. So. All right, it is an older wood body, and this is surf blue. The pickups are Seymour Duncan Antiquity 2, so they're meant to sound very like 50s, very Beach Boys style, very surfy, I guess. The neck the fretboard is a rosewood fretboard. The electronics are all pretty standard. It was actually very, very difficult to wire because the Jazzmaster has the two separate tone controls, so it's actually, yeah, it's quite an interesting wire job on this thing, but wasn't easy. The strings on this are Ernie Ball's 11 to 48s, and I've been using those for probably 15 years, since I was a kid. This amp is a Fender Twin Reverb. It is basically, it is the simplest job done right amp that I could ever think of. Any kind of Fender Twins with reverb, they're my favorite. They always sound good. Pretty hard to get a bad sound out of it, actually. So yeah, we swear by these. You'll see when you talk to Dan, he has one as well. Yeah, I always just use the normal channel. I like the most basic, simple sound. So all these amps, actually, all this stuff all stays in America. So when we go back to Australia, we actually hire gear back in Australia. Well, I do anyway. I hire an amp for back home because I actually don't have a guitar amp back home. So yeah, all this stuff lives here in America because that's where we do the lion's share of our touring. Pedal board, most important piece of the puzzle right here, the tuner, Boss TU3. This guy is like a noise suppressor because my guitar is actually quite noisy. So this actually like cuts the frequency of the out of it. It's a simple spring reverb. It just always stays on, which is what you'll see the tape all over the pedals. I do that just so this basically I don't need to change the settings over, so the tape just holds it in place. This MOSFET full drive 2 is just basically simple one-step, two-step distortion. So this is like a nice kind of TS-808 style, very indie rock, very stroke sounding distortion, and then this one kind of does a bit more of a metal for like lead solos and things like that. The digital Delay Dd5, this thing is it's actually like a tap. It's got a tap tempo here, so I can actually tap in the tempo of the song, and the delay will be in time with the song. And lastly, the VP Junior. It's very simple, just a volume pedal, so that can cut off some effects and cuts off the sound completely. Like most of these are kind of just on all the time. The delay probably is the one that can really like change up the sound in my effects chain, like everything. Like a reverb and a distortion is not going to do that much. It just sounds like it sounds. The delay, I guess, is where it can really enhance the effect and make something sound cooler than just a basic sound. And the delay does like kind of you do like quarters, or you can like do triplets, so you can do it in time and then have the triplets jumping around the sound a bit more. So it's kind of cool. It's a fun pedal to play with. But I love the volume pedal. I know it's like a simple, stupid pedal, but I just love being able to cut everything off like that. It's very handy for me when I'm singing, not to make any extra guitar noise.